No, it is. It's bad.
Yeah. So Gary was telling me this morning about the whole weekend, and he goes, like, Artie just complains the whole weekend because he doesn't want to be in L.A. He wants some free time on the weekend.
Yeah.
And he's bitching and moaning. But I said he's got to just slow down.
You know what? He works here. He gets on the plane. Right, so he's been up since 4 in the morning.
Right.
He gets on the plane, and he landed about a half an hour before, maybe 45 minutes before me. His car wasn't there. And Artie's like not one of those guys that can wait. And he also has money, so he can throw money at that sort of situation. So Artie just gets in a cab. Right? I arrive 45 minutes later. My car is 20 minutes late. Artie and I arrive at the hotel at the same time.
Oh.
Artie said $130 in a cab. Now he's got he's got a personal relationship with the cab driver.
Right.
And what we didn't realize was we were 3 miles away from the Reagan funeral the night of the funeral.
Oh, man.
So it was insanity.
Yeah, every car was probably at the funeral.
Where was Artie's car?
You know, it might have been a couple of minutes late. There was a lot of traffic, and he just doesn't like to wait. And also, the other thing that's weird with Artie is you can't get a hold of him. He doesn't answer his cell phone.
Right.
So you have to leave him a message, and then you wait for the beep, and then he calls it to see who called, and you hope he calls you back.
Why doesn't he answer his cell phone?
He just doesn't like to answer his cell phone.
Right.
So Artie and I are at the same time. Artie's got like a 4-day growth of beard,
right?
And he just looks miserable.
Right.
I mean, really, really unhappy.
Yeah, he's still in L.A. He's coming back tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Because I kept looking over there to see who was that head I was seeing. It wasn't Artie.
Who is it?
It's Benji, I guess.
Oh, Benji takes over Artie's chair. Yeah. Let me turn on that microphone.
I was like, that's not Artie's head.
Yeah, that's Benji. Why do you do that? Why do you go into Artie's chair?
It's just more comfortable.
Okay.
But, Artie and I sometimes make contact, and that head's just been down all morning.
Yeah, so anyway, Artie's still in L.A. I guess he had a meeting or something.
Right.
What is he always meeting about?
I don't know.
Doesn't he have that development deal?
I think that went away.
You're kidding.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that's going on, but this is something else. But you know what? We hung out the whole weekend. I don't think we discussed it once. Whatever he's staying for.
Yeah, you wrote me a note about it, but I don't care. I mean, my deal with Artie is like, hey, if he's got business to do, then it's fine.
He'd have to go do it, yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of the way it's always been.
So the Friday night show, Artie was really, really, miserable.
Right.
So, we get there and everybody has their own bottle. Since you walk into the room, so Artie's got a bottle of Jack Daniels and one of the other comedians has a bottle of Stoli, and they all just start attacking it.
Right.
So that's what comedians do before shows?
Yeah. There's no happiness in that room. I mean, really, it's not a happy room.
Right.
The only person who really, I think, enjoys performing is Jim Florentine.
Right.
And maybe Bob Levy a little bit, but everyone else is just like, what are we doing here? If I didn't have to pay, everybody's there to pay for,
something.
If I didn't have to get my house fixed, or if I didn't have to put a daughter through college, if I wasn't getting divorced, everybody's there for that reason.
Well, I guess like everyone else, comedians bitch about work.
Yeah.
You know? Because I know I bitch the whole time I'm here, and any logical person would say to me, then why are you here? And I'm like, I don't know.
To pay for this.
I got to pay for stuff.
So everybody gets up, everybody does their stuff, and then, of course, it's time for Artie to get on stage. And
by the way, if the FCC thinks I'm having fun here, I'm not. This is work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by the time Artie gets
that makes a difference.
Well, maybe they'll understand. Right. If they want to keep me miserable.
Yeah, he is miserable.
I'm miserable. Don't worry about it. Nobody's having fun.
So by the time Artie hits the stage,
See, the difference is, though, those guys are miserable, and then they get drunk. I mean, S-faced.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so Artie hits the stage.
He's already, I don't know, the bottle of Jack's down, or, a third of the way, half the way, whatever it is. And then he gets on stage and he's drinking it. And then at some point during the show, he says, anybody got a shot of Patron? So, 17 people run up. And he bangs down 3 or 4.
Oh, no.
How does
he do it? He bangs down 3 or 4 of them. And then he was telling me the thing that pissed him off about Friday night was a guy handed him a cup that was half full, and it looked like Patron, and he goes, what is it? And the guy goes, it's Patron, so Artie bangs it down, and it was peppermint schnapps.
Oh.
So I said he had this disgusting taste.
Well, where's he getting these drinks from the audience?
Yeah, people handing them to him.
I mean, at one point, I looked in the audience, and I go, there's Mary Jo Buttafuoco handing him a cup of Patron.
Wow. Where do they get the Patron from?
They go buy it at the bar.
Wow.
When, Artie says he needs it, they just go get it and bring it up.
Wow.
So it doesn't happen right away, but as a...
Yeah, there's a residual effect, and then people straggle along. He might get his initial 2 or 3, and then people straggle along.
I don't know how he does it.
I don't either. That man can drink.
Yeah, I would think he'd fall off the stage.
Yeah.
So then the next morning, I went to the gym to work out, and who comes walking in? Artie Lang.
Right.
And he goes,
work out.
I got to sweat out the peppermint schnapps. That's what he said.
The peppermint schnapps.
Yeah, the other stuff was good.
Yeah, he's not kidding.
No, he was.
Does he know how to sweat out the peppermint schnapps to keep the other stuff in?
But that was really the reason he was there, I swear.
Right.
He wasn't like, I don't have to sweat out the alcohol. It was the schnapps that was still in the system that was irritating him.
Yeah, that irritated him.
And then there's a whole weird scene because we're out in the middle of nowhere.
We'll tell that John story.
Well, I'm getting to that.
Okay,
but we're out in the middle of nowhere, and no one has a car.
Right.
So Melrose Larry checks himself into this hotel.
Right.
And Melrose Larry has a car. So now
everybody takes advantage of him.
Well, yeah, where you would usually say, leave me alone, or don't bother me. And he was fairly harmless this weekend. Suddenly he's now in the circle because he can drive us, people somewhere. So we went to lunch.
Doesn't matter how mental you are, as long as you got a car.
We went to lunch out at Malibu on Saturday. So the marketing director, Michael Starbuck, he drove me and Artie and Nick DiPaolo. But the second car with all the guys in it was Melrose Larry driving. So Melrose got to sit with us and everything.
What is this event, though? You said it's like
it's like their version of the DFP because it's a talk radio station. So they do a comedy show once a year.
Right.
And
who's the headliner, Artie?
Well, Artie was the headliner this year. Last year it was Gilbert. I think one year it was... How
many people? I
think there were 6 people on the bill.
I know. How many people in the audience?
It was 1,000 each night.
Oh,
wow. So they do well.
But that's a whole other thing. It's, the comedians complain about everything. They go, this isn't a comedy show. This is a rock club, and they're just jamming people in here. It's not the feel of a comedy club. This is just people. And the other thing that's weird is
making excuses before they go on. Yeah.
The other thing that's weird is, by the time the first comedian hits the stage, 2 minutes in, the entire audience is just chanting, Artie, Artie.
Oh, no. How do you work through that?
Well, your more seasoned comedians can work through that. Your less seasoned comedians just have to deal with it.
Wow.
Like a guy like Nick or he could just, heckle them back and get them down right away.
Right.
But some of the other guys just had to live through the Artie chant. At the end of the first show that night, Artie comes to, I bring all the comedians back out. Artie comes to the edge of the stage and puts his arms in the air, almost like Jesus Christ. And all these alcoholics come and just touch him. I swear to God, it was really weird. They just put hands on him.
He's their Messiah.
Yeah. I said it's like...
I tell you, I saw it in Vegas firsthand.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'd come out, people are pretty excited, but, man, when Artie comes out, they go wild.
And they chant his name throughout the show. In breaks, in commercial breaks, an Artie chant would just break out.
It's all about Artie.
But then on Saturday, I'm talking to Artie, and Artie's like, that's not what I want. I don't want people chanting my name where the comedians are on it, and, it doesn't make me feel good. It's like, it doesn't make him feel good.
Artie's too funny. He'd find a way to be miserable no matter what was happening.
The only thing that feels good to him is that Jack and Water. Someone said to me, and I've made this a point a million times, when he's holding that Jack and Water, that glass with the straw, he looks like a baby holding a bottle.
I remember at the party, your birthday party, because that was when I really got to observe Artie.
The glass is sexual.
Everybody else was on the dance floor. He told Ralph to dance with his girlfriend.
And he danced with his glass of Jack Daniels.
So he could stand on the floor.
He stood there with
his glass.
Yeah.
He was slow dancing with the glass.
Did you notice it always has to be with a straw?
Yes.
He has to suck through a straw like a baby.
That's one of the things. The waitress goes back to the green room and she goes, can I get you anything? And Artie goes, I need a lot of straws. So she brings a glass full of straws.
Yeah, there's a whole thing with the straw and the sucking. And
he doesn't move the glass. The glass stays by his heart.
That's right.
And he bends down to the straw.
That's right. Yeah, he holds it right there. And he's like, and he crooks his head to reach the straw.
Yeah.
And that is so it.
Yeah.
I watched that all weekend.
Hey, Sam's on the phone. You said he'd call in.
Yeah, he's pissed off.
What?
Hey, Sam.
Hey, Howard. Hey, Robert.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Sam Simon, creator. His name isn't Sam Simon. It's Sam Simon, creator of The Simpsons.
Right. And really, that should go between Sam and Simon.
Sam's one of those guys you got to go, Sam Simon, creator of The Simpsons, and then everybody, oh, okay. All right. Then he should be there.
Listen, I went to the show, and Stuttering John, are you allowed to talk about him?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, because it's going to be bad. This guy...
Yeah, Gary, by the way, Gary told me this story. Maybe you'll let Gary tell the story, and then you can fill in.
Yeah, Sam, let me tell it only because with the FCC, it's hard to tell these days.
Oh, I can do it.
Let Gary do it, but you fill in.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, you should start by knowing that John and Artie did a show in Vegas 7 or 8 months ago, and Sam showed up with his girlfriend.
Okay.
And John goes in the bathroom and starts making noises that you can't believe. And, Artie's talking to the girlfriend, and these noises are coming out of there.
Yeah.
And everybody's just sort of like, what does he have to do that here for?
Right.
He comes out, you hear the toilet flush, he hasn't washed his hands.
You're talking about this time or the last time?
The last time.
Yeah.
He hasn't washed his hands. And he goes right up to Sam's girlfriend. He goes, "Hi, I'm John," and shakes her hand.
Wow.
So Sam was really offended by that.
Right.
So now he's irritated by John doing that in the first place. So John comes to the show on Saturday night, and we're standing there. John goes, "I got to go to the bathroom." And I'm thinking to myself, you're going to be here an hour and a half. Yeah. You just came from somewhere. You're on your way to somewhere. There's a green room that a dozen guys are jammed into.
Yeah.
Eating
and drinking, but we're all jammed in.
There's one little green room for all the comics.
Yeah, that's where everybody has
and everyone's hanging out.
And the bathrooms
and
in that room.
And he shows up, John. First of all, what he's doing there is beyond my comprehension.
Well, Artie called him and asked him to come down.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay. But, I mean, really, he works on the Tonight Show. Go to the bathroom there.
Or at home or wherever.
Or home or wherever you go to a restaurant.
There's a million places you could go.
So I was near the stage. I walk back, going back and forth between the stage. I walk back by the green room. All the comedians are standing out in the hallway.
Wait. We back up a second.
Okay, because I might have missed something.
The toilet in the green room is separated by two walls that don't go to the ceiling.
Right.
Oh,
there is virtually it's like a stall in the middle of this room with couches and a dozen people eating and drinking, and he gets up and announces that he needs to move his bowels.
Right.
And goes in there and is as noisy as
oh my God! It's
like an animal. I mean, I've been in Africa. I've been on safari. I've never heard it. I thought he was kidding, actually, but he goes in there. Anyway, go on.
How about he's grunting and
grunting, expelling everything.
But Sam brings up a really good point. John has this need to announce. He has to announce, "I got to go."
Yeah, because it makes him feel like it's a joke of some kind. Like, in other words, it's okay because he's announcing it.
So by the time I get to the green room, all the comedians are standing out in the hallway, and they're all like, "Oh, my God, you won't believe what John did." But the worst of it is Sam now is going, "I am so offended. I'm so angry." Sam goes, "Come here, look at this." And he opens the door, and the toilet is just soiled. Even though we flushed it a bunch of times, it's still soiled, like beyond belief.
And he thinks it's funny.
Now he's like a little embarrassed, a little bit. Because John
is still sitting in the room. He's the only one.
John's got a green room now.
Well, everyone,
the green room to himself.
Everything always is about John, isn't it? Always. That's my main beef.
Also, this room. You say like he should have done it at the Tonight Show. This room is for the people that are working on the show.
Yeah,
cleared it out.
Go to the main bathroom where other people go. Why is he doing that to these comics? Oh, it's fine.
And but the point is he didn't flush the toilet.
Oh, no, he did. Well, he might have.
No, he didn't. I know what a flushed toilet looks like.
We had to flush it like 8 or 9 times to get it somewhat.
No. Other people did that.
Right.
He refused to get up off the couch. As a matter of fact, he didn't get up until...
That's just, what? That's vile.
Well, yeah, I think, the Tonight Show did a good thing bringing him on. They really cleaned him up.
Yeah.
Sam was outraged. I'm telling you, he was just so upset.
He made a janitor come with aerosol deodorant and a scrub brush to clean the toilet. By the way, you could see all this in the room. You could see the toilet from the room if the bathroom
I would have banged his head right through a wall.
Yeah.
I would have just taken his head and pushed it into the wall.
But what makes him think that's okay?
I don't know.
Who the hell does he think he is?
Well, and then the Tonight Show gave him that job. Now he really thinks he's
right. Now he can come and do that, and you should be pleased.
You should be happy to see him.
He also said Artie's drinking himself to death, and you guys are responsible. You're not doing anything.
He did not say
wonderful.
That. Did he say that, Sam?
After his 10th beer.
After his 10th beer.
Yeah, what's he doing about it?
I don't know.
What's he do for anyone?
I don't know.
Nothing, except go around and use them, and then,
Well, that led to the other big event that happened on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Which is?
So after the show, we all went out to a bar where they served some food, but we'd already eaten, most of us already.
Yeah.
So I think Artie might have ordered something to eat, and John ordered a steak. Now, I wasn't watching any of this. I was on the other side of the table, but I guess there was some discussion. Our marketing director, Michael, again out there, he was a little offended because him and John, he thought they were good friends. And when John got out there, he contacted him like 4 or 5 times. John never returned his call.
Right.
So now he's feeling a little burnt already.
Right. Well, I don't. In all due respect, I don't return John's calls. So that's.
Yeah, but I know that John wanted them to pick up the tab. That's what you're going to.
How did you know that, Robin?
Okay, go ahead.
So there's a little bit of discussion. The guys are telling me that they're going, oh, we should send John the bill, see the look on his face, take a picture or whatever. And John gets up and starts shaking everyone's hand goodbye, starts to leave, does not offer to pay or anything. Now, not a lot of people ate. I think him and Artie might have been the only two people that ate.
Right.
Maybe another person.
Yeah, there you go.
And then there were a lot of people that were like peripheral people that we didn't know who they were, who were ordering drinks. And, Michael didn't feel it was fair for him to pick up the whole bill for this whole gang.
Right.
So John starts to leave, and Michael walks over to him and he says, where are you going? John says, I'm leaving. He says, well, what about, you ate some dinner. What about paying the bill? And John goes, well, I assumed that you were picking up the bill. And that's the part where Michael goes, you know what, John, that's the problem with you. You assume that for everything. You assume people are just doing stuff for you. You don't ask. You don't say anything.
Right.
So then, I think I can say this word, then Michael told John he was acting like a prick. And that got John really upset. Again, I'm on the other end of the table, but at one point I saw them chest to chest, and it looked like they were going to fight.
Right.
And then I guess John told Michael, I thought we were friends. And Michael said to him, well, if you think that me picking up the bill is what a friend is all about, then I don't need any friends like you ever again in my life.
Right. And
I think there was a lot of yelling and arguing and threatening. I think at one point they were going to go up front and fight.
Yeah, if Michael was a friend of John's, he'd know that John doesn't pay for anything.
And Michael's like, John, I'm not here to fight, and you don't want to get me started anyway. And I guess John paid the money, and he left in a huff.
Well, of course he should pay. Well, told me he did.
Why should they pay for him?
Wow.
But the funniest part of this whole story was, when I got home last night, John had left a message on my machine. I know he was calling to do damage control, but it's like, Gary, it's John. Hey, what's up, man? Call me. Like, I've never gotten a call from John, so I know he wants to do damage control.
Yeah, well, that's the whole, and he thinks you're dumb.
Everything has a motivation behind it.
Yeah.
So,
when he left here, he was sending me gifts, and I was like, what's that? What are you sending me gifts for?
Gary got a dog?
Yes, I got a dog.
Yeah.
A Vizsla?
Yeah.
And, I like dogs and stuff, so I have a library of these books, so I have a first edition of what is supposed to be the best dog training book, and I just found out about it, and I pulled it, I wrote an inscription, and gave it to him, and then he left it in the dressing.
Yes, I already called. I was drunk, Sam. I already called to get it back. Did you take it? Sam?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay, because I already called to get it. I'm so sorry.
Nice.
He inscribed this book, Howard. It was so, sincere, and I just left it there.
That away.
All right. I'm sorry, Sam. Please send it to me.
And,
when I got a dog, I was into these dog training books.
Yeah.
That's always a good gift for somebody, but...
And, Casey, I don't know if this is true or not, but he said he was engaged.
Well, that's a whole other weird thing going on. He was with some girl who had some ring on, but they kept saying it was a joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it was a big ring, and it was an engagement ring.
You know what? I can't deal with the level of insanity around here.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't wait to get out of town.
Was it a girl?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a girl.
Wow.
That's the joke.
Sounds like a nutty weekend, boys.
Yeah. Everybody goes out there and they try to become L.A.
How's your relationship going, Sam? He's got some new girlfriend.
Yeah,
Sam's one of those guys.
girl.
Like, when I introduce someone to Sam, I go, this is Sam Simon, creator of The Simpsons. And then, but
what
Sam...
do you think? How long do you think Sam waits before bringing it up if there's nobody else to do it?
Oh, he gets it in there. He gets it in there. Don't you worry. But with Sam, when he introduces his girlfriend, gives her resume.
What is her resume?
Oh, he's like, what's your girlfriend's first name?
Oh, her name's Jenna.
Jenna. He goes, this is Jenna. He goes, but he doesn't do it right in front of her. Like, he gets a hold of me.
Pulls your side?
He goes, I go, where's your girlfriend, Sam? He goes, oh, that's Jenna. Now, Jenna is a brilliant girl. Jenna has...
She's a collegiate debate champion.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
Collegiate debate champion.
He goes, collegiate debate champion.
Right.
Then, go ahead.
Olympic synchronized swimmer.
Yeah, goes, Olympic synchronized swimmer. Go ahead.
Elite model.
Yeah, then he goes, elite model. And I'm like... But he goes, where is she now? She has a very responsible job. What's the job?
I don't know, but for me, having a job is, more amazing than the...
Yeah, the girls he used to date, none of them had jobs. They were just mostly, in magazines.
Right. But I don't understand why he feels the need to update you and everything he's done.
Because he
What would you say about...
He runs down the whole resume.
But why?
Because he wants you to know he's with a woman of substance,
but
also good-looking.
Sam,
wait,
why do you feel the need to do it?
Why wouldn't you tell about someone? I don't understand.
No, you go down her whole resume.
Let him get to know her. Just say, this is my girlfriend. Her name's Jenna.
Okay, that's what I'll do from now on, Rob.
Yeah, he's way involved in the resume.
I met her mom on Friday.
What did she do in college?
I don't know, but it was the first time I was actually older than
the mom.
The mom.
Oh.
How old is that chick you're dating?
Well, I don't know. I think she's in her mid to late 20s.
Right.
He thinks. He knows what she did. She was on the college debate team. He doesn't know how old she is.
Well, who cares about that?
That's not a part of the resume.
Seriously, you don't know how old the girl is you've been dating now?
I just said how old she was.
You said mid-20s. You don't even know.
I think is what you said.
Mid to late. I'm not going to... Some women don't like...
Oh, okay. You're dancing around it.
So how old's the mom?
Well, younger than me.
Yeah, just found out
that I told Artie about it, and he said, did you meet her dad? And I said, what do you don't think the dad abandoned the family?
Whoa!
Wow. Sounds good. Sounds like a keeper. All right, hey Sam, we gotta go.
Okay.
Later, Sam Simon, creator of The Simpsons.
He's funny. He came out to lunch with us.
Yeah, Sam's a good guy.
He's a good guy. I like Sam.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He always hangs around with us when we go out to Vegas and stuff.
Oh, did you ever tell Sam you were upset with him about the dinner thing? Bringing his extra friend?
Oh, nuts.
Oh, you should have done that.
Nah, forget it. Oh, it's water under the bridge.
Oh, that would have been funny.
Yeah. I, on the other hand, pay for everything.
Was that the Pulitzer Prize nominee?
Yeah.
That he brought with him?
Yeah, I'm having a dinner for the staff to thank some people. It wasn't even like that. I just said, anybody left in Vegas,
gathering.
Let's get together. I wasn't even thinking that I should pay for the whole thing. But somehow it worked into Howard's having a party.
Well, eventually it sounded like you were having a party.
It did, but all I was saying was, hey, anybody, I see a lot of people get together and go out to dinner together. So I was saying, hey, maybe a bunch of us should go out to dinner.
So, Howard, at one point it got back to me, Howard's taking the staff out to dinner to thank them for I swear that's how it got back to me.
It wasn't even a thank you. It was just like I went, gee, Robin's going to be around. Maybe she'll want to go to dinner with me. And then I said, well, maybe a bunch of people would want to go. And then I'll say,
yeah, that's what you came up and said. I'm thinking of getting some people together for dinner.
Yeah.
That sounds like you're giving a party.
I know. How do you say it?
Or the other thing is,
go out to dinner?
That's different?
Yeah.
Or don't be in charge of getting everyone together.
Right.
But then no one gets together.
No, just
plenty of people get together.
Yeah, just get somebody, like you could have put, Ralph's not a good example because he doesn't do that well, but say like Ross. Ross like, hey, we're all going out to dinner tonight. Who's going? Me, Howard, Robin, Gary. Then it's not your headache.
Oh, all right.
So
then it'd be Ross's headache.
Thinking of getting some people together.
Yeah, I see. So that means I'm throwing a party.
Right, yeah.
Oh. I don't mind. It was fine, but what was weird is we hardly had enough room at the table, and the first person sitting there is some dude.
That you don't even know.
Yeah, like I don't even know this guy, and I'm going, you know what, it must be the date of someone, or I probably know him, he probably works for E, and I don't realize.
I've forgotten him.
So he's just sitting there, and the guy goes, hey, how you doing? And like he's not saying anything, and for the longest time he's just sitting there. I couldn't believe it. And then I said, well, hey, how you? He goes, he comes over, I'm Sam Simon's friend. I go, yeah. He goes, I'm, what is he again?
He's a writer. Or a photographer.
I won the Pulitzer Prize. Oh, no, he didn't even say that.
Nominated.
He just goes, I'm Sam Simon's friend. And I go, what the hell? I go, there's no room at the table for my friends. This guy's here?
And didn't he have a date?
No, that was Sam's date.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, maybe he even brought a date.
But when Sam comes in, he goes, did you meet my friend, the Pulitzer Prize winner? A Pulitzer Prize nominee? Yeah, he's always got a title. So I was like, take him and put him at another table. I don't care what he won. You know what? I won Best Disc Jockey of the Year from Billboard 400 years in a row. So what? Who cares?
I'm the winner for Drake Chenault.
Yeah, the Drake Chenault contest.
The thing you should also remember, Howard, was it wasn't that Sam brought that guy as his date.
Yeah.
He brought his date and that guy.
Yeah, I know. Oh, here's Sam. Hey, Sam.
We're not serious about this, are we?
Somewhat.
You know, my girlfriend, who, by the way, is a debater and you know, she's unfamiliar with the show, and she came to that thing, and you know, actually Howard gave a lovely speech to his agent, and we had a friend in from out of town, and she just thought you were the greatest guy. And I said,
well, why not?
I know.
Why not? I was picking up the tab.
And then I said, well, you know, 6 in the morning on Monday, they're going to talk about Vegas. And this was your lead item. It's complaining about picking up a $25 check.
25?
Yeah.
It was about $3,500.
Yeah, for the extra guy. And
well, I just felt like, first of all, somehow I got into throwing a party I didn't even want to throw. And then I said to Sam, and Sam was kind of like...
Then don't have your butler call everybody and say Howard's limousine is going to be picking everybody up in the
Is that what
lobby.
he did?
Yeah, there were cars trucking people to this thing
Oh,
and everything.
I didn't know anything about that. I was just going to dinner. But wait a second. I went up to...
Howard, come on.
No, I picked up the check. Dude, that's not the point. You're invited to, like, kind of... Like, this was a bunch of people who had worked on the show.
Right.
So you bring... And I said, bring your girlfriend.
Right.
But... You just threw in some random dude. It wasn't like some big...
Not a random dude. We're out
of town. It was a total random dude.
Medic people were very gracious to other...
Yeah, but you got to say, can I bring my other friend?
And, like, Howard, when you've invited...
No.
Howard,
you're right. This is like a bunch of people going to dinner.
If it were reversed, I wouldn't mind, honestly.
I would always ask. I'd say, listen, I have a friend.
I did ask. I asked your butler to ask.
That's not my butler. That's a guy who works... It's not my butler. It's a guy who works for the casino. My butler. Like, it has nothing to do with my butler. You don't ask my butler. You ask me. I don't have a butler.
Howard, how do I call you? If I call you, I get your butler.
No, you could get in touch with me.
How?
You ask Gary. You said, Gary, I'm bringing a friend. How many people are coming to dinner tonight? I'm bringing a friend.
Like
and the other thing is, if you're in Vegas,
like I have a butler.
Howard calls to ask you to do something, you have to do it.
Who said that?
Because, what?
Who said you have to do it?
Howard, I've been on a treadmill where your guys come and say, Howard's shooting craps. He wants you to shoot craps. Get off the treadmill.
No, I don't do that. I said I'm shooting craps. Maybe Sam wants to...
wrong call.
I go, maybe Sam wants to join us.
Wrong call, but it's like if the situation were reversed, you know, I wouldn't mind buying an extra dinner for somebody.
No, the situation wouldn't be reversed.
What?
When has Sam ever had any of my friends over to dinner?
My God, Howard.
Listen, here's the thing. No, you got to understand something.
Directors in TV take the entire cast and crew out after every show. They bring
hey, good for you. This ain't TV.
Come on.
Listen to me.
$3,500.
Wait a second.
What?
I sit there and I'm saying to myself, there's no room at the table now. And I go, look at, now I'm focused on Sam's friend. And I'm like, look at this guy. I said, he's not even with the show.
Right.
And that friend is sitting there, and my agent's got nowhere to sit.
Right, we have no seat.
We have no seat. The Pulitzer Prize winner he's got a prime seat.
Tom Hauser, by the way, he's, Robin.
Yes.
I thought you would be thrilled to meet this guy.
No, you don't bring people to a small thing like that.
All right.
You realize it.
So how much I
tell your girlfriend I'm not such a great guy.
What?
Tell your girlfriend I'm not such a great guy.
Oh, no, she realized that. She got that right away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was listening
She's like,
to the show.
oh, my God. She was shocked.
He's a monster. All right, Sam, thanks.
Bye.
Sam Simon, a creator of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
All right, I got to... he was trying to impress me with that girlfriend. Oh, she's building a nuclear reactor in the basement.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Nora's Larry Green wanted to get in on the discussion.
I thought he was banned from the show.
He is. So I didn't put him on. All right, we'll be back right after these words.
Here's 75-year-old actor James Garner talking about Howard Stern.